Yo, what's up? I'm here again with a review of another fragrance. This one is Gentleman EDP by Givenchy. Oh man, this is a good release. I really enjoy this one. It's a nice iris scent. And before I start the video, I'm gonna make a confession right now. Me and iris, if you guys have been on my channel a while, you guys know my relationship with the note of iris. We have our ups and downs, and I never knew whether to hate it or to love it. But now I'm gonna make a big confession. Me and iris, we're good. We're definitely really good. I like iris fragrances. I do like a lot of them. Oh man, this is so hard to say. This is making me cringe to say this because normally iris fragrance, I've always said that I didn't like iris, but the more I realize it, the more I look at my collection, yes, I do like iris. What I don't like is strong iris. Any iris that's really lipsticky, like Dior Homme Intense, I still really dislike those fragrances, so get them on my face. Those two are trash to me. Man, that was harsh. I'm sorry to Dior Homme Intense and Dior Homme fans. Yeah, those fragrances I just really don't like, okay? Don't hate me for that. Fragrances are subjective. I have my taste, you have your taste. I respect your taste, and you respect mine, I hope. But yeah, Dior Homme Intense, Dior Homme, not for me. Those iris are just way too strong, way too lipsticky for me. I do like iris as a note, but it has to be very soft. Much like the iris in Valentino Woman Intense and the iris in Gentleman EDP. With that big confession out of the way, let's jump right into the video. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we have Gentleman EDP by Givenchy. This is, again, really solid release. I really quite enjoyed this scent. I wore it a few times to the office, and I wore it around in Las Vegas as well, just genuinely, and I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed this one. In terms of if I like this one more than Valentino Woman Intense or not, as you guys all know, this is my favorite iris scent ever. Between the two, which one do I enjoy more? It's hard to say. I enjoy them for different purposes. I definitely like this one more for the office time. It is slightly more versatile than this one. This one is more special occasion to me, but we'll get more into the details as I talk about Gentleman EDP. Let's jump right into the scent first. The scent for Gentleman EDP is very similar to Valentino Woman Intense in terms of they're in the same genre, alright? They both have the iris DNA, they both smell in similar veins, similar genre of fragrances, but this one does have its own thing going on that sets it apart from VUI. But the smell of this thing is basically you take the iris DNA from the Dior Homme Intense and Valentino Woman Intense and you tone down the sweetness a lot. You tone down a lot of the sweetness, you add some warmth and some spice to it. This one is a warmer, spicy, less sweet version of Valentino Woman Intense. That's the easiest way for me to explain to you guys. Of course, there's little details, little nuances that makes this one different from this one, but again, we're not going to talk too much about that because honestly guys, in the air, fragrances, when you smell them really close to your skin, they all smell slightly bit different in this department and this department and this note and that note. But honestly, in the air, a lot of the fragrances that have the same genre or in the same family smell quite similar, especially to the people around you who's gonna smell it. People with common noses who don't smell fragrances all the time typically can't tell or can't discern differences or slight nuance in differences between one fragrance and the other if they smell very similar. So I'm trying to focus on just that. This one is just simply warmer, spicier, and less sweet. Another thing I will say about this fragrance as well is the overall vibe, the overall theme of this fragrance is a bit darker. It smells a little bit more sophisticated than Valentino Woman Intense. This one is a very sophisticated fragrance. I wear this usually for special occasions, for high class events, so this works well in formal and sophisticated situations. This one also works just as well, but it smells just slightly bit darker, slightly bit more masculine as well. I can see this being worn by someone who's more of a mystery man, someone who's more reserved, a little bit introverted, doesn't really talk a lot but has a lot to show for himself, someone who's really successful but doesn't really talk or brag about it too much. That kind of demeanor, kind of introverted, quiet guy, but everyone knows he's cool. That's the type of guy that I see wearing this fragrance. Now, the type of guy that I see wearing this one is really a loud guy, a really loud guy, reserved, yes, rich, yes, but he's not gonna shy away from having a conversation about himself, you know what I mean? Those guys typically, not that they brag, but they will talk about themselves when asked. That's this fragrance as opposed to this one being a lot more reserved, a lot more introverted to himself, doesn't really talk too much, but let the action show more. That's the biggest difference I can say about these two fragrances when it comes to just vibe alone. Personally, when it comes to my opinion, what do I like more between these two? I would have to say scent wise, I really enjoy this one more. And the reason for that is that I'm the loud type. I like talking about myself. If you're one of my friends, you would know this. If you can ask Manny from Cascade Scent, you can ask George from Fragrance Apprentice, you can ask Peter from Fragrance View, or Ashton from Gen Scent, Bradley from Triple Ink. I'm just listing all my friends now. You can ask any one of those people and they'll say, yeah, Timmy doesn't shy away about talking about himself. So yeah, scent wise, I do like Valentino Woman Intense more because it does fit my vibe and my character well. But this one is really not bad as well. I like this one almost just as much as this one. Like if I was to give this fragrance a 10 out of 10, I would give this like a 9.75 out of 10. I just like this one slightly bit more because it fits me more, but this one smells just as amazing. I really like the smell of this one. I like the reserved, the professional, the sophisticated vibe of this. It's just dark and masculine and powerful. It's a fragrance that really empowers you as a person. It makes you feel really strong. I just really like it. If you pair this up with a suit, this will smell really great. And I've worn this to the office, like I said. Always enjoyed at the office. Always enjoyed this one at the office. Next is the performance, and performance of this thing is really strong. Every time I wear it, I get 10 plus hours. It just doesn't come off. It really doesn't. I start my work at 1. I come home at like around 8 to 9 or 10 o'clock on some days, and I still smell it quite nicely on my skin. It projects really good as well. Not too strong though. This one's projection is more intimate, more closer to your skin. Not beastly like Valentino Woman 10. This one definitely is more office safe. I would say projection is good for about 3 to 4 hours in this range only, so right around your shoulder range. People who walk past you will probably be able to smell you in the 3 to 4 hour mark. After that, it starts to tone down a lot more and becomes a skin scent right around, I would say, 6 to 7 hours. So yeah, projection on this one, although not beastly, it is safe and it is nice for the office and nice for generally a lot of the occasion that you would wear this fragrance in, so no complaints there. Longevity, like I said, 10 plus hours, it just doesn't come off my skin. It really works for me, so no problem there as well. Next category is versatility. Now in terms of season, I would reserve this for the fall and winter time. It does smell heavier. It is iris. It is a thicker smelling fragrance, so I reserve this for fall and winter only. Spring indoor in the office may work for you, but in the summer, I can see this being very cloying to yourself. So in summertime, I would not recommend it. Fall, winter, spring is a good time to put this on. Now in terms of occasion, it works really well in high class events. If you're in a suit, it just smells very sophisticated. It's dark. It's just very masculine, like I said. So in a suit, any high class event, maybe even job interviews, if you feel confident enough to wear a scent like this to a job interview and just own it, you know you have power, you know they want to hire you, you go in, you own it, you can wear the scent. This is just a very masculine and powerful scent. So wear it in a situation where you want to have that vibe to yourself, like high class events, any formal events, at all those work great. In the office as well, I find this to work extremely well. I love wearing this to the office. 2 sprays on my neck, this side and this side to the office. I feel really good. One of my favorite office scents now. I never thought it would be, because I never imagined this kind of scent for the office, to be honest, because I always imagined something a little bit cleaner and a little bit more light and pleasant, but this one works really well. It doesn't offend anyone because the projection on it is very reserved. It's really nice. It's not too beastly, so it won't annoy anyone at the office, and it just smells gorgeous. Now in terms of being a date fragrance, this also works as a date fragrance because it has this warm, spicy vibe, and warm, spicy fragrances are typically more alluring. They invite people in. It provides the warmth and comfort that you want in a date fragrance for the winter time, and the spiciness just adds like a touch of something interesting, something that would turn other people's head. Like they smell that hints of spice and like, whoa, wow, that's just tinkling to the nose. It's just attention grabbing. That's what warm and spicy fragrance do, and this one has all of that quality in spades. So it's a date fragrance for the winter time. This also works quite well, and that longevity again comes into play. The projection comes into play because it's not too strong where you knock out your date that's on the other side of the table. It is just enough that she can smell it, but not overpowering that she'll be put off by it. Now in terms of occasion that I don't see this working well, and I really don't see it. This works well in majority of situation in the fall and winter time, both indoor and outdoor, nights out, date, formal, office. It just works pretty much any time. So I would say definitively that this is a really good signature scent for the fall and winter time. You can easily own just this fragrance alone for the colder season and you would be fine. So very versatile fragrance. I've tried it, like I said, in the office. I've tried it out before. I've never had a problem, and I always feel good wearing it in just any given situation. Next category, we have the compliment factor, and I've actually never gotten a compliment when wearing this fragrance at all. Zero compliments, but I did get a lot more compliments when I was wearing Valentino Uomo Intense, so I do know that Iris type DNAs do get good compliments. DHI, Dior Homme Intense, although I personally hate it, a lot of people have reported getting compliments for that as well. So the DNA, you know, the Iris Leather Tonka DNA is a well-known DNA that people do really enjoy. This one included, I feel like if people do smell this off you, there are chances where you will get a compliment with this. So the compliment getting potential of this fragrance is quite I wouldn't say high, but in the medium range, because the smell of this is really mass appealing, not super mass appealing, but just really mass appealing. The performance is well enough where people can actually smell you. Compliment factor wise, this thing can potentially get you some compliments, although not beastly like you would Dylan Blue, Dior Sauvage, Bleu Chanel. Those fragrances still will definitely take the cake in terms of compliment factor. This one is up there in the medium range of compliment getting potential, so you will get some compliments, but don't expect anything too beastly. Lastly, we have the price point. I'm checking the most latest price point right now. I see 100 ml right now going for around $58, around $60 on discounters like Max Aroma. This is not sponsored by Max Aroma, but Max Aroma, please sponsor me. But yeah, $60 for 100 ml. I don't see a 50 ml anywhere yet. I see it on eBay for $56 for 100 ml. So yeah, that's the price range right now. To me, that price range for 100 ml, it's not bad. Honestly, it's really not bad. For the price of it and what you're getting per value, a very versatile fragrance that's mass appealing and also has its own unique DNA to it. For $56 for 100 ml, and also it performs well, it's really good. It's not a bad deal at all. So no complaints in the pricing department. Alright, now we have the summary portion. I'm going to take everything I just said to you guys, digest it down to a pros and cons. Alright guys, so pro number one, it is mass appealing. The smell of this has been tested. The Iris Leather Tonka DNA is really well known. People do enjoy this one, and this one is unique enough to stand out on its own within the Iris genre of men's fragrances, so thumbs up for that one. Pro number two, performance and projection is on point. The projection is not too much, it's not too soft, it's just perfect, and the longevity on my skin, 10 plus hours, really can't complain there. Pro number three, it is versatile. It can be your signature fall and winter fragrance, great formal occasion especially, but again, it can be used in pretty much any situation in the fall and winter. Pro number four, the pricing is awesome. $56 to $60 right now for 100 ml for this kind of fragrance that you use in pretty much any time at all, that performs well, that's also mass appealing. $56 to me is a really good price, a really great value. Again, with the performance, you won't need a lot of sprays as well. When I wear this, I only wear 2 sprays max, and that's all you really need with this one. So the fragrance would honestly last you quite a while, so price at $56, really good. Now on to the cons, and the only con I see is that there's none. I don't see a particular con in this fragrance, honestly, but if you want to count that, oh, it's not a completely new DNA, it's still an Iris fragrance, then you may count that as like half a con, but I don't want to count it. Because to me, it's a really good scent. There's no con to this one, really. It's different enough from the other Iris scent that makes it its own. It's not a complete copy. It didn't just tweak the DNA a little bit. It's its own fragrance, essentially, but just takes slightly bit inspiration from the other Iris scent, but at the end, again, it is its own. So to me, for this fragrance, probably the first ever fragrance with no con that I've reviewed so far. So yeah, like a really nice scent. I have nothing to knock against this one. Lastly, we have the rating. Now, what's the rating I give for this fragrance? This one to me gets a full 5 out of 5. The first fragrance ever to get a full 5 out of 5 mark for me. It's just really good. It takes the Iris DNA and makes it versatile. A lot of the other Iris fragrances are not super versatile. I would not wear Valentino Uomo Intense to the office because it's just too strong, it's too loud, it's too sweet. This one works for the office just right because it's just a really nice balance between the sweetness, the warmth, and the spices. It's a really well balanced fragrance. I have nothing at all to say bad about this fragrance. The smell is good, longevity, performance is great, versatility is great. Everything on this fragrance is on point. So yes, first ever fragrance to get a 5 out of 5 from me. One of the best released from 2018 by far. I highly recommend this one. If you like Iris, if you like fragrances like Dior Homme Intense, if you like Valentino Uomo Intense, and you want one that you can wear in every situation imaginable, get this one, Givenchy Gentleman's EDP. While the price is still good, hopefully the price won't get jacked up or something. Hopefully it drops rather than anything. But yeah, grab this one if you like Valentino Uomo Intense or Dior Homme Intense, you want something that's more versatile. still, it's just a really good scent. I'm not gonna say it anymore. It's very bottle worthy fragrance. Gentleman EDP by Givenchy. Alright guys, that's it for this review today. Thank you so much for watching. I messed up so much. Honestly, it's at the 25-minute mark now. When I cut this down, I'll probably only have 10. So yeah, it wasn't a really good film day for me, but whatever, it's done. I get to talk about an amazing scent like this one, and I hope you guys do check this out, by the way. But yeah, again, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out guys, and bye.